Hi everyone, Rick Eddy here from Sandburg College and the Director of Admissions and Records here. And today we are speaking with a representative from University of Illinois-Springfield. And that representative is Carly Leffel as an admissions counselor at UIS. Carly, how are you this morning?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. We're going to talk a little bit about UIS for 10 or so minutes. And so UIS is one of 12 public universities in the state of Illinois. Maybe talk a little bit about the advantages of what public universities offer versus private. We won't ask you to go into the cons because that would be slanted. So we'll just talk about the pros of a public university.
Sure. So yeah, again, great to be here. Hello, everyone. I know that I look like a student, but I am one of the admission counselors. So University of Illinois-Springfield is one of the public schools. We're a U of I school. And something that I really like about U of I Springfield and just public schools in general is that they are accessible. And that means with the cost of attendance. Many times you're going to see the tuition is a little bit more affordable, meaning that we are a great financial fit for students. Many times the public schools are sometimes a little larger, and that is a great thing, but UIS specifically is actually one of the smaller publics. So you get a little bit, you can have the large, the medium, the small. With UIS specifically, we have small class sizes, which is really an advantage to students because they get to know their professors and their classmates as well. But, talking about the financial side of it, tuition is usually a little bit lower. Sometimes it's very accessible, very affordable, and that kind of ties me into scholarships specifically. And I don't know if I can talk about that, Rick.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So scholarships, many times the public schools, including UIS, have some great scholarship opportunities. So particularly at UIS for transfer students, we have transfer merit scholarships. And so those are based on your GPA. They start at a 3.0 unweighted GPA, and there's a couple different levels, but this is automatically awarded. So it's just based on your grades that you have while you're at community college. So that is one opportunity. As I said, they're automatic and renewable. You just have to have that 3.0 GPA or higher. Second, we have institutional scholarships. We have about 330 of them. And they're from different programs and private donors, and they're open to all students. So you do have to apply for those. For the merit scholarships, your application to admission, that's your application for the merit scholarships. But for the institutional ones, you do have to fill out an application. We make it easy on you. You only have to fill out one application, and that applies you to all 330 of them. And then also for any transfer students who are involved with Phi Theta Kappa, PTK, we do have 2 Phi Theta Kappa scholarships as well. So that's something you can fill an application out, and I believe the amounts are $1,525. So we give out 2 of those. So that's kind of one of the opportunities that you are going to find at public schools is great scholarship opportunities, affordable cost of living on campus and usually in the surrounding areas. A lot of times it's college towns, and they know that students are going to be going to college. They're looking for housing and everything. So, UIS is definitely unique in that we are one of the smaller publics, but, still a great opportunity. And especially because we are in the state capital as well. So you're going to get some different opportunities than you would in other parts of the state.
Great. Now you mentioned campus housing, which some of our more traditional students are looking for, but we also have a lot of students who are maybe place bound and have families and don't have that opportunity to up and move to Springfield. And it looks like you have a fairly good number of degrees online. You want to talk about those?
Yes, I would love to. So, UIS has actually been a leader in online education for over 20 years. And so we have 14 online degree completion programs. And so it's bachelor's degrees that are offered completely online. They are designed for transfer students because you have to have at least 30 credit hours before you can enroll in one of those programs. And at UIS, we consider a transfer student to have at least 30 credit hours or more. So our bachelor degree completion programs, they've actually been ranked in the top 10% in the nation by US News and World Report. And they're just really flexible for students who are not able to come down to the UIS campus, or military students who are maybe moving around, or just adult students who are coming back to finish their degree. They maybe have families, they have a full-time job. They're a really good opportunity. So, as I said, we have 14 of them. The only one that does require a couple visits to campus is teacher education, but otherwise they're completely online. The only time you would maybe have to or want to come to campus is for graduation. So, also the nice thing about it is that because they are flexible, like, you most times do not have to log in at a certain time. It's really at your pace. Most of the classes might be like, you might have a weekly module. And so you just have to make sure you're getting your assignments done. But other than that, I mean, it's up to you. Whenever you have time, that's when you can log in and get some coursework done.
Excellent. And do online students, do they typically have to do internships as well?
So it's really up to them. Now, some of our colleges actually require internships, and this will be the same for on campus and online. So, but I mean, with online students, it's really up to them where they want to do their internships. But like, for example, the College of Business and Management, they do require an internship. In some cases, if you absolutely can't do an internship, like if you do have full-time job, family, and there's just no way that you could do it. There is an alternative. You could do like an alternative research project or something like that. But most of our degrees encourage students, even if they're online, to find an internship. And our professors are really good about sending opportunities that they find out about, where you could do one.
Okay. And Carla, you mentioned before that Springfield is the state capital. I hope that was not breaking news to any of our students. Hopefully people were already aware of that. But with that comes a lot of opportunities to work for state agencies and do internships. Can you talk about the attractiveness of that?
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, UAS is located on the southeast side of Springfield. It's our state capital. It's about 120,000 people. And depending on kind of where you're from, I'm originally from the Chicago area. So when I was at UIS, because I am a graduate of U of I Springfield, but when I was there, it was kind of like a lower, or not lower, slower pace of life, and almost felt a little bit smaller, even though it's 120,000 people. But my husband, he's from a town of 900, and he thought like it was huge, and the campus was, bigger. So it kind of depends on where you're coming from, but regardless, in the state, you have a lot of in the state capital, you have a lot of opportunities to intern with state agencies and departments. So even if you are not interested in government or politics or anything like that, I always encourage students, look at some of the departments or the agencies, because we've had accountancy students who have interned with the Department of Revenue. We've had environmental science students intern with Department of Natural Resources, Illinois EPA. So there's lots of opportunities, Department of Corrections for our criminology and criminal justice students. And some of our students have actually gone on to take jobs with some of those departments. So we have someone at the Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology. We have someone who is the Illinois Auditor General. And then a cool one of our graduates was the Chief Financial Officer of the Democratic National Committee. So that was a cool experience for him too. And I think he's working at Google now. So he's doing well. But,
I
and then of course, our political science, students, we encourage them, get an internship with the legislative staff's office, Senator Duckworth or Durbin's office. They're right in downtown. The downtown area is about 12 minutes away from our campus. So that is an easy thing that they can get that internship and get amazing experience. And also something else, a student that I just thought of is she did an internship with the Illinois State Department, and that led to 2 more internships, one at the U.S. Embassy in Spain, and then one at the U.S. Embassy in Brazzaville. And she is, I believe, I want to say a global studies major. So even if you're not really interested in like the political sector or government, like you can get that experience. That's really, really great, and it'll look good on a resume.
That's outstanding. How are you guys handling campus visits right now? Are people allowed to visit the campus?
Sure, great question. So for the fall semester, we did have students come to campus. We limited it to under 10 people, so it was 9 max. And so we do information sessions followed by a campus tour. So we had them weekly, Monday through Saturday. And so our plan is to offer that again in the springtime. Right now we're going on a little holiday break, which most people are, but in the springtime we are going to start those up again. So yes, absolutely, if students want to come visit us, they can go on our admission visit and events website, and they can set up an appointment, and as I said, an information session followed by like a 50-minute walking tour of campus. We can pretty much walk most of the campus in a 50 minutes an hour.
And who doesn't want to do that in February? That sounds fantastic. Yes.
I actually visited UIS in, I think, the end of January, February, and it was really cold, but the campus is very pretty, so it's worth it.
Great. Why don't you, if you could, we're about out of time. Any words of wisdom for a transfer student in their college search process?
Sure. What I would highly recommend, is that you start looking at your 4-year institutions early. And I'm talking about at least a year ahead of time, because if you can decide on the school where you are feeling comfortable, like this is my school that I want to transfer to, many times the school will have what we call as a transfer guide or an articulation agreement, and that will show you the classes that will transfer to that 4-year, and will most likely count for general ed courses, or maybe for the prerequisites for your degree. And so if you are looking at that early, you're going to know what classes you should be taking, so you don't waste your time and you don't waste your money. So start as soon as you can, and don't be afraid to reach out to someone like me, one of the admission counselors, a transfer coordinator, any one of those. We would be happy to help you.
Awesome. And with that, why don't you let us know how to get in touch with you?
Yes, great question. So my email, you can email me directly. I am the transfer admission counselor for Carl Sandburg College. My email is cweso2@uis.edu. So cweso2@uis.edu. And then also, if you prefer like texting, or if you want to give me a call, I have a cell phone number. It's 217-741-2150. So I'd be happy to talk with you. We can also set up a virtual appointment, which is kind of on the admission webpage, but I can always send you a link to it, and we can do a 30-minute admission appointment.
The great news is our students have a chance to rewind that and make sure they get all of that information correct. So she is Carly Leffel from University of Illinois-Springfield. Carly, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Rick. I appreciate this opportunity.
Have a great holiday, and everybody out there be safe. Thanks.
Bye.